this video, I am going to talk about avoiding unnecessary things. In the film Fight Club, Tyler Durden said, "None of us is a rare snowflake." This is both true and false. We are all snowflakes that seem to be independent of each other and are essentially rare in certain things, but we all come from the same place. Unlike snowflakes, we have a very high power to influence each other. We can affect each other both physically and mentally. The mental part is usually put on the back burner. In some cases, psychological effects can be more intense and damaging than physical effects. If we do not tolerate physical attacks, we should not tolerate mental attacks in the same way. For example, people we love do not approve of some of our actions, and we often get angry. Our first reaction is very normal. We want to do what we want because we see ourselves as free. But we can't because we are not an individual being, but a social being. Especially Stoicism emphasizes this very much. Man is a social being. Marcus Aurelius says, "Man for man." We like to help each other a lot. We want to correct the person we think has done wrong and tell him the truth. How right? It is debatable. Even if our loved ones who do not approve of what we do want to help us, we oppose them. If we think a little, we will realize this. Those people also want what is best for us. But that is not enough for us. It makes us unhappy instead of happy. The subject of helping is an interesting one. Jordan Peterson says, "Don't help the person who doesn't ask for help, and be very careful and think carefully when helping the person who asks for help." Actually, this is a correct approach. The point here is not to help, but to help people by showing that you are helping them. Because we are trying to save other people from the bad situation they are in. We are trying to bring them out of the darkness they have fallen into according to us. But is this our right? Or is this in accordance with our definition of freedom? Maybe this situation disturbs the other person. We need to think about it. Do we bother the other person when we help them? Not everyone is the same. We are very likely to be misunderstood because the other person does not know our thought system and is unlikely to think the same things. Therefore, we need to be very careful about what we say in general. Some people describe themselves as outspoken, but maybe they are just indiscreet. This is an important detail. Stoicism does not like unnecessary talk. Marcus Aurelius, remember this every time you speak. Is this necessary? It is relevant both in our behavior and in our speech. Most of the time, we say unnecessary things in our lives. Epictetus says, "Don't try to philosophize by saying, 'I am interested in philosophy.'" Philosophy is something we do for ourselves, not for others. I have to save myself first, then I can try to save someone else. But who of us has saved ourselves? We talked about unnecessary talk. Now let's imagine a discussion environment. 95% of the discussions are unnecessary. For example, discussions about politics are absolutely useless. Our aim is not to understand the other person, but to prove that the other person is wrong and to make him adopt our truth. If you get angry while arguing, it means you have lost. The most important thing in Stoicism is to remain calm. Seneca says, "He who enters the competition makes himself the rival of another, and in order to win, he comes to the same level with him." This means that you are actually on the same level with people whose ideas you don't like. Epictetus said the following about this subject: "He who makes you angry is your master." We should not get angry. If we get angry, our aim is to satisfy ourselves by entering into an argument. We need to pay attention to this issue. If we want not to get angry, we have to stay away from these unnecessary people and arguments. The most important thing for this is to avoid unnecessary actions. We will not do these things. We may not be able to escape some situations. My example is psychological attacks. When we are subjected to it, we should see it as education. That's what Stoicism demands. Seneca says, "I feel sorry for the man who has no misfortune happen to him because he has not realized his potential." These difficulties we face in life and the struggle we show against them is also a success. It is not to give up after seeing them. Let me give a general suggestion. We need to spare time for ourselves. This means that you need to think calmly and think about what is good for you. These situations are not issues that can be understood very quickly. We can react better by gaining experience over time, like meditation. Meditation is to think, to increase our power of focus, and to do mind exercises. Let's enter the final chapter. Gandhi has a very nice saying, "Change begins with yourself." If we dream of a world where no one smokes, we should not smoke ourselves. The greatest teaching of Stoicism is, don't talk more about how to be a good person, be that person. Good things don't happen to us because we think well. The same things happen to us, we just learn from which perspective to look at them. What we have to do is avoid the unnecessary and talk less.